guys, it's Dana and it's time to talk about money. And in this video, I want to talk about how you don't have to make six figures to pay down your debt. All right, so most people don't have an income problem, they have a priority problem. We just have to focus here. All right, you have to stop waiting for a raise. Number one, I think a lot of people say, when I make more money, when I get my raise coming up, when I get my promotion, if I get a promotion, if I can just get a new job, I'd be able to pay off my debt. And okay, these are just excuses. We got to stop. We have to stop, and we have to try to figure out with the money you have now, what you're making now, we have to try to start paying off debt. Because all you're doing is really delaying the progress. And when you do end up getting more money, you're just going to probably start spending more money. And it's not really going to solve the problem like you think it is. All right, so we have to start today. And we have to get really clear on the number. What is that number? How much debt do you have? You have to add it all up. You have to go through everything, write it down, look at the accounts, bring it up, sign in, see what you owe in total, and write it down. You need the number of what you owe everywhere for cars, credit cards, student loan. That's all debt that you got to pay off, and you need to know how much it is so that way you can start making a plan. Okay, so after you've done that, you know how much debt you have, then the focus becomes on lowering expenses first. All right, so any payments that renew every month, like what can you cut out? What do you not need? Can you do without the gym? Maybe for a set amount of time and just go outside and do some jogging, do some videos at home of yoga, whatever it is. But there's got to be some kind of monthly payment that you can get out of your life for a period of time. This is not forever. This is just for a period of time while you're trying to pay things off, and just you can go back to it, but what can you cut for now that you don't necessarily have to have? Next, you have to sell something immediately. What can you sell? All right, you want to sell a car? Fantastic. Can you sell your car and maybe go down in car? Maybe you want to go onto Facebook Marketplace and try to sell some things in your house. Maybe you've got a doll collection that you don't necessarily need. You can part with one of your dolls. Or I don't know what else people collect. Maybe you've got some vintage Santas. Those things actually sell for quite a lot of money. So maybe look through your Christmas stuff. What do you have that you could sell that somebody else might want, that they're willing to pay you money? And this is really about a psychological sort of mindset that you're going to you're committing to this process. And then you're going to take the money that you have sold, and you're either going to put it into some kind of little emergency fund that you need to set aside so you don't go into further debt, or you're going to take that money and you're going to drop in and pay something off, some kind of small balance that you can pay off to kind of help you feel like, okay, we're doing this, we're going to get this done. So every dollar extra, so if you get a tax refund, if you get a bonus, if you get some kind of side income, if you're delivering Instacart, whatever it may be, all the extra money, you have to pay down your debt. Of course, that's what we're doing here. We're getting out of debt. So you're going to take that money and you're going to put it onto some kind of credit card bill or some kind of whatever, your student loan or whatever you're working on paying off. That has to go there. It's not extra money to go shopping. A lot of people get hung up in like the debt snowball method versus the debt avalanche method. Debt snowball is where you list all your debts, smallest to largest, as in terms of balance. You pay the smallest one off first, and then you go down the line. Avalanche is you pay whatever has the highest interest off first. It doesn't matter. All right, my battery died. All right, sorry about that. Debt snowball, debt avalanche, doesn't matter. Just pick one. Try to be consistent with it. If it's not working for you and you need some kind of momentum boost, switch to the other method. It doesn't matter. You're just trying to get through, and whatever keeps you motivated is what's important. If you like paying off higher interest first, then go for it. Especially if you have a debt, this happened to us. There was one debt that just really irked me that we had gone into debt for. I just wanted that out of my life, so I paid that off first. So if you have something that just the idea of it, because you feel like a sense of shame or you're upset about it or whatever, then it doesn't matter if it's the highest balance or the highest interest. If it makes you feel like you are having like you're accomplishing something and you feel motivated by paying it off, and it gives you this drive and like, like, yes, we're doing it, like, like you're, conquering things, then pay that off first. Just get that done. And that's, the point is to cross things off the list, and whatever method you do is fine. Next is to remove any sort of financial distractions. It's important to concentrate on one goal. I don't recommend like pausing your retirement investing, like if you have a 401k in the United States, like through work or something, and your work contributes, if they match what you are contributing, I don't recommend pausing that, just because you want to continue to take advantage of the match through your employer. So I'd say, go up to the match and then pause it after that. Like if they match up to 3%, then continue contributing 3% to take advantage of that match. But anything else that you are doing, you have to pause it so that you can fully focus on your goal here, so that way you can see progress. Because if you continue to be, dribbling money away into your Robinhood account and other things, and, you're kind of like spread around, then you're not going to have as much impact, especially on a lower income. So you want to try to pause all those extra things and just focus on this one thing that you're doing here, which is paying off your debt. We had a bathroom that had tile missing on the floor for like years. And we were like, so you don't necessarily, there's things that aren't necessary for survival in your home, but you can probably live in like a dated bathroom. If your bathroom is like a pink color, I'd say pause any kind of upgrade or remodel on those kind of things. Like, live in the pink bathroom and like learn to love it in some capacity, because if it functions, then it's fine and you don't need to do anything. You don't have to upgrade it. I feel like so many of us are just like so over the top in what we think is necessary. Really, if it's a functioning bathroom and the water runs and like everything's good, then just, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter. Just work with it until you can get out of debt. Okay, and then a lot of this is about like shifting the way you see yourself. And as this goes on, if you can pay off a debt and then the next one, and you start to see a little momentum, then you'll start to see yourself as somebody who can finish what they started and accomplish something and pay off debt. And it really starts to like build, and you yourself will become a different person. Like, you are sort of building muscle. You're building your financial muscle by going through this process of paying things off. And, everything changes. Everything changes after that. Because if you can pay off your debt, you're going to be able to do anything. Like, you can save and you can invest, and you're going to be able to like go so far in your financial journey if you can do this. And I know that you can. And if you slip up, this is also really important, then you have to just continue to get back on the wagon or get back on the horse, whatever that's saying. So get your foot back on the path, okay? Like, start again and don't give up, just however long it takes. Like, we often talk about that here on my channel, and I'll continue to repeat it. It can take longer than you think it's going to take, but don't look all the way into the future. You're just trying to get through this next month or this next year, right? Or this week. You're just trying to, continue to keep your foot on the path and keep moving forward. Just don't try not to go backwards. Don't borrow any more money. Try not to borrow any more money. Saying that twice, because then that's going to be a setback. But if you do have a setback, it's not the end. You can keep going forward, and you can keep working on it, and you're going to get there. Eventually, you will become debt-free, and you're going to be there, and you're going to be like, I did this. And then next is building the emergency fund. Oh my gosh, and it got so sunny out here. Oh, I can't even like see me. When did this happen? I'm just like, oh,